Okay, and welcome to Eternal Connection. This is a blog talk radio show that integrates spirituality, psychology, philosophy, and any other kind of verbs or adjectives that are required. My name is Daniel Feint. I'm an artist, poet, philosopher, mystic, or any other name that you want to call me, for better or worse. Before we get into the topic, I just wanted to mention that recently, as life often does, for me, I went through many phases, some ups and downs, some shifts in perception, etc., etc. As much as I try to step back and be the observer of my thoughts, to realize and be mindful that a lot of my thinking is just passing through, it's not anything to take seriously. So, not taking this seriously, I've also been thinking, since I don't have much money and I don't have a wife, I think that maybe at some point I took a vow of poverty and celibacy. Just because I was bored and just because I really don't think this life is real. It's kind of an illusion. And I'm going to be on another plane of existence before I know it, so I'm not really building a foundation to... let's put it this way. I'm going to build a castle up in the clouds, so to speak. But even that doesn't make any sense. So speaking of boredom, or not being bored, I have some news before we get into the topic. There are 2 new books available in paperback that I wrote and are available online. You don't have to buy them. I just want something to say right now. One of them is Alien Code 18.4, Strings of Thought to Ignore, and it's a 9-chapter book of abstract and conceptual writing within the 9 chapters. The other one I just finished a couple nights ago, which is called Soul Circuitry, and that's basically has some artwork, some poetry, and some miscellaneous writing in that one. So if you want to find out more about these books, just search my name on Amazon, Google, YouTube, etc. And, alright, so now that we are all awake and not bored, I just have one more piece of news, and then we'll get into the topic. I just wanted to tell you some good news and some bad news. The good news, you may ask? I'm redesigning my website. Okay, that's pretty good news. But the bad news, you might ask? Well, it's still under construction. It'll probably finish in a week or so. So not all the features are available. And you may need a fluffy stuffed animal to cuddle with because of this. You may need a therapist because of this, or possibly medication because of this, until the site is finished. But whatever you do, don't lose hold of your sanity because my website is not finished yet. It will be finished in a week's time. You can calculate how many minutes that is. It's 7 days times 24 hours times 60 minutes. And if you multiply all that together, that's how many minutes in approximation. Don't be specific down to the minute, but that's how long it's going to be until the website is up and running with all the features. Okay. So now let's get into the topic. Okay, today's topic is a 10-minute freestyle. So basically, I have the clock running. It's been about 11 seconds into this so far from me talking of the subject or words that I'm going to express out of my mouth from sounds. When I say freestyle, it's not like I'm going to be rapping like a gangster rapper, but more like a bubblegum rapper. So be sure to throw this in the trash when you're done with it and you've enjoyed the fruity goodness of your bubblegum. So, I still have another, say, a little less than 10 minutes to just freestyle now as far as my thoughts and what I want the topic will be, which is what will I say without reading from notes. And anyway, let's get into a topic. The thing is, there is no topic. If I was to define something, that would basically not be anything that could be understood, because basically, let's say you had earplugs in, and somebody was saying something to you, but you couldn't hear it. You wouldn't know what they were saying unless you took the earplugs out. So basically what I'm saying is not to pay attention to this necessarily, but to take the earplugs out, to take the blindfold off, and to wake up to a new perception. Why am I saying this? I don't know. It's just the first thing that's coming to my mind in the example of earplugs and blindfolds. Don't worry, I'm not as strange as I think I am. I'm actually a very normal person. I live a good life. I treat others and myself with respect. Let's see, what else do I do? I try to do appropriate things and let the people know, that my loved ones, that I care about them. I'm trying to think, what else do I do? Well, basically, I have to do the dishes and take the trash out. Yes, I know. It's one of those things that I do. But I'm okay. I'm domesticated, and that's a good thing in my opinion. I also get the postal mail out of the mailbox, and I write checks for bills. So we could get into a topic of money now, and the idea being that a lot of people are like, "Oh, I have bills to pay. Oh no, oh no." But if I choose to look at it like, what kind of product and or convenience or service am I getting from the bills that I'm paying? It's not like people are just like the mafia and they're like making you give your money for nothing because of quote unquote protection from me. But it's more like, we get like stuff and then we have to pay for it, like our electric and our place to live and all that stuff. So it's a balanced equation. Ooh, did I just say equation? That means math. So mathematics is very fun. I like binary, I like alphanumeric characters, which basically is ASCII, and binary circuitry is basically a hobby of mine, but not like the wires that are attached to a plastic piece of, like a rectangular piece of plastic. It's more like the circuitry of the decisions of yes and no throughout the day-to-day, the circuitry of my path and where I'm going and what I'm saying and the actions I'm taking. I think I did mention something about being mindful, and I hope your head's not spinning now, and I hope you're following this. And I'm really sorry that the two people that were listening to this, now there's only one person listening to this now. But I'm okay with that because now nobody's listening to it. Wait, I'm not even listening to this. I can hear my voice. Okay. As you can see, I kind of have an imagination, and I like to tell stories. The mind and the brain and the consciousness, they have thoughts running through. And maybe this is an educational experiment and or presentation of what thoughts to entertain and what thoughts to not entertain are. There's certain thoughts, like if somebody you care about, I don't know, is there anything to take seriously in this world? Right now I don't think there is, but because I try to look at the big picture of things, and if I look at the big picture, then everything's being taken care of. And there's impermanence in this world, and there's ups and downs, but that doesn't mean that's the bad thing. It doesn't mean, see, now I'm filtering my thoughts, because I was about to say something, but you don't know what that was, because it was in my mind, and I didn't say it. So a lot of the times you can prevent yourself from saying things that you don't want to say by just being mindful of your thoughts. This avoids you getting into a lot of trouble. Myself, I'm actually recording this from a maximum security prism. Not prism, prison. P-R-I-S-M. I'm recording this from a maximum security prism. Ooh, look at all the colors in this prism and the light shining through it. Wow. Pretty funky, man. Funky monkey. So anyway, there isn't a monkey here. I don't believe that any of us on this planet descended from apes. I do believe in Adam and Eve and the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and whether all of that was beamed down from the mothership out in outer space, that I'm not sure of yet. But I will maybe understand that later in my life. Right now I'm currently talking. I'm in a body, but I believe I have a soul, and I believe that when I had a dream last time I was sleeping, it was really strange because somebody I knew from high school, well, they were in the dream and they were riding a horse, and then they got off the horse, and I said, you know what? Somebody just switched your horse, and it's the same horse, but it's actually different. And they just looked at me. So, don't ask me where I'm going with this because I'm not going anywhere with it. This is a 10-minute abstract freestyle recording. So, let's see. I have about 3 minutes left. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is a recording. I don't like to go online live on Blog Talk, so I actually try to upload the recordings, and I don't even know if it's going to work because last time I tried to do this, it didn't work. Personally, I don't work, but everything is work because you have to take care of yourself. That's the job of everybody in the world, whether that means have a job so you can buy nice, fancy, shiny things, or to have a job so you don't buy fancy or nice, shiny things, or you have a mental breakdown and you learn all kinds of spiritual tools and how the mind works, and you live a very pleasant, simple life like I do. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a history lesson about my life. But it's not all about me, because I guess if it's accurate, I don't know if it is, 7 billion people are living on the planet right now, and actually maybe 2 or 3 are listening to this. That's a pretty good percentage. But we all have our own life story. It's amazing how we're all interacting on the same planet, in the solar system, in the galaxy, in the universe. I'm not sure how I feel about parallel realities or alternate universes, or maybe I switched those words, but I really do feel that everything's going to be okay, everything is okay, and everything was okay. See, perception is key in this, and we may have different responsibilities. We may have made different choices coming out of the womb and saying, I want to do this in life, and or this happens, so I'm going to do this, or this happens, so I'm not going to do that. But we all, I guess, are sort of dealt a hand of cards in this game called life. But the thing about it is that we're all human, we're all on the planet, we're all interacting with the space-time matter situation, and we're all doing the best we know how and what we feel is the right thing to do. Let's see, I have about 30 seconds left. I guess, let's see. Yeah, so anyway, maybe I'll just conclude the show and just sort of blend in this freestyle, abstract, conceptual type dialogue that I'm doing, and I will slowly and yet very quickly conclude the show. So, my fellow humans, my fellow people with a soul, or as they say, a spiritual being having a human experience, or as they say, or as I quoted on Einstein on my Facebook page, part of the quote is to learn from the past, live in the now, and hope for the future. Then the rest of it had to do, the rest of the quote was about asking questions. So that's a good thing to do too. But yeah, so thanks for living, yeah. Thanks for listening to this and living while listening to this. If you've made it this far through the Blog Talk show, and have a really good night. Take care of yourself. It's nighttime here, or whenever, that clever thing all us radio people try to do when we're talking and it's being recorded. It's like the in thing to do now is to say, it could be nighttime. Ooh, which it is. Ooh, or it could be daytime. Ooh, which it isn't, but it is on the other side of the planet. Ooh. So wherever you are and whatever you're doing and whenever it is. That's so clever it makes me nauseous. Okay. Because I've heard too many people say that, so I got to come up with something different. Anyway, so in the meanwhile, I'm just mocking it. But I'm not mocking you. I'm mocking myself in an attempt to be creative, but that doesn't do anybody any good. So maybe the moral of this story is to not mock yourself or others, because it just gives you icky feelings. But I won't end the note on icky feelings. Dan, come on. Get it together. Okay, deep breath, everybody. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, and have a great rest of the segment of time doing what you do with that segment of time. Okay, I don't know how to conclude this in the right way, so I'm going to press a button and see what happens. Most likely it's going to end the show and transition to some music, and then you'll continue on with your life. Okay, I'll continue on with mine too. See you on the other side.